Okay, so for today's independent lesson, what you're going to need is you're going to need a red colored pencil, a green colored pencil, a glue stick, this number line that you see down here at the bottom of the screen, and then your notebook. So you can pause the video and get all of those materials, and then push play when you're ready. In your table of contents in your notebook, on page 25, I want you to title it Adding Integers. And then you can turn your notebook to page 25, and you're going to glue that number line in your notebook horizontally. So you can turn your notebook horizontal, and then you're going to paste that number line on the bottom of page 25, so it's going to be in the fold of your notebook. So if this was your notebook, okay, this is the top of it normally, you're going to rotate it so that here's your fold, your lines go this way. You're going to take your number line and you're going to paste it down here near the fold on page 25. Okay? All right. So once you have that pasted, you can go ahead and push play again, and we'll get started with some examples. So the first example that I have for you is going to be pretty basic. It's things that you learned in elementary, 3 plus 2. So when I have positives, I'm going to use green. So if I have 3 positives, and then I have 2 positives, we can clearly see that I have a total of 5 positives. Okay, well the same thing goes for when I have negatives. So this is my second example. I'm going to do -9 plus -2. So then I'm going to draw, I have 9 negatives. And I have 2 negatives. So then, when I see that I have -9 plus 2 negatives, you can see that all you have are negatives, therefore I have a total of 11 negatives. So my answer is -11. Okay, my third example is going to be 6 plus -4. Okay, so if I draw that out, I have 6 positives. I have 4 negatives. And yesterday in our inquiry lab, we talked about 0 pairs. So 0 pairs is when I have 1 positive and 1 negative. Here, you can see that you have 4 0 pairs. And so I can get rid of them. Therefore, I am left with 2 positives, and 6 plus -4 is 2. Another way to think about it is if I have 6 positives and I have 4 negatives, do you have more positives or negatives? Well, I have more positives, so I know my answer is going to be positive. And then how many more positives do you have? Well, I have 2 more positives than negatives, therefore my answer is +2. The last drawing example that I have for you is number 4, and it's going to be -5 plus 3. So if I draw that out, I have 5 negatives, I have 3 positives, so I have a 0 pair, and I have 3 of them, so I get rid of them. And I'm left with 2 negatives. Therefore, my answer is -2. Again, you can think of it as, do you have more negatives or positives? Well, I have more negatives. How many more? I have 2 more negatives. Therefore, my answer is -2. All right, so now for your number line examples, I'm going to use my pen on the whiteboard, obviously, to show you what you would do. But what I want you to do is to use your finger as I would my pen. So you're going to kind of follow along in your notebook like I am on the whiteboard. So the way we can use a number line to solve problems like this is if I have -4 plus 5. Okay, so you always start at the first number. So I start at -4, so put your finger at -4. And then it's plus, so I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I landed at 1, therefore my answer to -4 plus 5 is 1. Okay? Another example for your number line is going to be 4 plus -3. Okay, so again, put your finger at the first one, so 4, and then it says plus a -3. So I would go up a -3, which is actually the same as going down 3. So I start at 4 and I go down 3. I landed at 1, therefore 4 plus -3 is 1. And then the last example that I have for you for your number line is going to be -2 plus a -5. So again, I'm going to start at the first one, -2, so put your finger at -2, and then it says go up a -5, which is the same thing as going down 5. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I land at -7, therefore -2 plus -5 is -7. All right, thanks for watching.